Welcome to Grade 4 English Chapter 3 Session 3 Topic Reading Comprehension. Let's learn about the fisherman and his wife. Let's read out a story about a fisherman and a magical flounder who could grant wishes. So let's meet the fisherman and the magical flounder. The fisherman and his wife. Once upon a time, there was a fisherman and his wife who lived together in a filthy shack near the sea. Every day the fisherman went out fishing and he fished and fished. One day he caught no fish for a long time. He sat staring into the clear water. Suddenly, his fishing line started shaking and he pulled it out. He had caught a large flounder. See the below picture now and answer the following questions. Where did the fisherman and his wife live? What did the fisherman catch? Then the flounder said to him, "Listen, fisherman, I beg you to let me live. I am not an ordinary flounder, but an enchanted prince. I would not taste good to you. Put me back into the water and let me swim." "Well," said the man, "there is no need to say more. I can certainly let a fish swim away who knows how to talk." With that, he put it back into the clear water. Then the fisherman went back home. "Husband," said the woman, "did you not catch anything today?" "No," said the man. "I caught a flounder, but he told me that he was an enchanted prince, so I let him swim away." "Didn't you ask for anything first?" asked the woman. "No," said the man. "What should have I asked for?" "Oh," said the woman sadly, "it is terrible living in this shack. It stinks and is filthy. You should have asked for a little cottage for us. Go and ask the flounder to grant you this wish." The man did not want to go, but he did not want to oppose his wife either. So he went back to the sea. He stood there and called out to the flounder. The flounder swam up and asked, "What do you want?" The fisherman told the flounder about the conversation with his wife. "Go home," said the flounder. "She already has the cottage." See the below picture now and answer the below questions. Who was the flounder in reality? Where did the fisherman and his wife want to live after the shack? The man went home and was surprised to see his wife standing at the door of a cottage. She said to him excitedly, "Look, what a lovely cottage. Now isn't this much better?" There was a small front yard, a bedroom, a kitchen, and a dining room. Everything was beautifully furnished and supplied with tin and brass utensils, just as it should be. Outside, there was a little yard with chickens and ducks and a garden with vegetables and fruits. "Yes," said the man, "this is quite enough. We can live here very well." "We will think about that," said the woman. Then they ate something and went to bed. 2 weeks passed, and the woman thought of something and said again, "Listen, husband, this cottage is too small. The yard and the garden are too little. The flounder could have given us a large house. I would like to live in a large stone palace. Go back to the flounder and tell him to give us a palace. The men went to the sea with a heavy heart and told the flounder about his wife's wish. Go back, go home. She already standing in front of the door of a stone palace, said the flounder. When he arrived back home, standing there was a large stone palace. His wife was standing on the stairway, about to enter. Taking him by the hand, she said in excitement, "Come inside." The wife had everything that anyone could possibly want. But the woman's greed kept increasing, and the next morning she told her husband. See the below picture and answer the below questions. How many rooms were there in the cottage? After how much time did the fisherman's wife send the fisherman back to the flounder? Well, said the woman, even if you don't want to be the king, I want to be the king. In this way, the fisherman's wife had new demands every day, and the fisherman had to go back to the flounder to fulfill all her wishes, no matter how strange they were. After becoming the king, she wanted to become the emperor, and then one day she told the fisherman, I want to become God. The man, who was still not fully awake, was so startled that he fell out of his bed. He thought that he had misunderstood her. So, rubbing his eyes, he asked, Wife, what did you say? Husband. She replied, I cannot stand it when I see the sun and the moon rising. I cannot cause them to do so. I will not have a single hour of peace until I myself can cause them to rise. The fisherman went back to the flounder, fearing for his wife. He told the flounder about his worry, that his wife has made the weirdest wish ever. The flounder was amazed and said, Go home. She is sitting in her filthy shack again. See the below picture and answer the below questions. What did the fisherman's wife last wish? Did the flounder fulfill the fisherman's wife's wish? Examples. Everyone make inferences. Now list all the wishes that the fisherman's wife made. Read out the responses. Let's quickly check our understanding of the concepts learned today. Write the correct answer of the following questions. What did the fisherman catch one day? What did the fisherman do with the flounder and why? What did fisherman's wife say when she heard about flounder? What was the fisherman's wife's first wish and why? Let us now see how many correct responses we got. The fisherman caught a flounder. The fisherman dropped the flounder back into the water. He did not want to do anything with the flounder that could talk. The fisherman's wife asked her husband why he didn't ask for anything from the flounder. The fisherman's wife wanted to live in a cottage because she was tired living in a shack. Let us now attempt some questions related to the topic. Why do you think the fisherman's wife kept for asking new wishes? Why did the flounder not agree to the fisherman's wife's last wish? Why do you think the fisherman did not stop his wife from making demands? Let us now see how many correct responses we got. The fisherman's wife was greedy and selfish. When she came to know about Flounder being an enchanted prince, she decided to ask for new wishes every now and then. The flounder did not fulfill the fisherman's wife's last wish because it was extremely selfish and greedy. The fisherman's wife wanted to be God. That was impossible. The fisherman was weak and was scared of his wife. He knew that whatever his wife was doing was wrong, but he couldn't say it aloud. Let's practice. Let us now practice the concept learned in this chapter by doing some activities that are very interesting and fun to do. Let's start. I teach. Practice with parents. Teach your parents the summary of the story, The Fisherman's Wife. I do. Write down some wishes of yours that you want to come true. Write the wishes on a beautiful paper and paste it in your room. Let's practice. Let us now practice the concept learned in this chapter by doing some activities and the worksheet. And we will now solve some questions related to the concept that we have learned in this chapter. Read the questions given in front of you and write the responses for each question. Do you think it was fisherman's wife greed that brought her back in the filthy shack? What do you think would have happened if the fisherman told his wife no after hearing her second wish? What is the moral of the story? We have successfully completed this chapter, but what are the skills that we have developed during this session? We had developed the skill of listening, speaking, writing, and reading. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, keep learning.